changing habits like weight loss, stress reduction, quitting smoking, and removing fears.
This is fantastic. Congratulations for opening the business. Sorry, I don't have my face today, but I'll get my technical mentor to fix my cameras. But wonderful. Is it your first business, Lee?
It is. I used to be a member of the film unions as a carpenter and set decorator, and I had a back injury, and then eventually I decided to get off of WSIB and open up my own business. And now I'm part of the Master Hypnotist Society.
Congratulations. Let us know how we can how we can be of help. And it's amazing. It's amazing journey, one step at a time. Certainly, with the help of the community, help of other people, we move forward. We always do. It's the formula that works well for all of us here in Canada. Is just sharing knowledge and sharing passions. And Ivo, thank you for being with us. Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year. Hi to everyone.
Tell us what do you do?
So right now I'm a newcomer in Canada. I arrived a couple of months and I was working as a marketing manager in a jewelry commerce in Spain. And right now I moved to Canada. I'm looking for a job, but my main goal is to connect with people, have a little bit more of knowledge about how the North American market works, because I see a huge difference between the North American market and the European market.
Excellent. You're doing the right thing. Most of the job we find through networking. We have a number of sales and marketing jobs available right now. So let's see how they look. I didn't get the full description yet, Yelena, but I will by the end of the day. So I'll share with everyone. Let's get people working. We need people working in this country. It's a beautiful, beautiful economy. Zarlasht is here with us. Lori Appleby. Lori, Happy New Year. Tell us about yourself, please. You're new here with us.
Hi. I don't know if my camera's looks like it's black there, but I'm Lori and I am in Toronto, and I help sensitive souls who are going through a life transition, which seems to be a lot of people right now, to gain their trust and confidence in themselves so they can have a peaceful, happy life and have loving and healthy relationships. So I'm a spiritual and life coach, and I support people with radical forgiveness and radical living tools and processes. And I also do energy work and shamanic healing.
Oh, this is beautiful. You're happy coach. You're going to lead us to be happy. We all can use more smiles always. And Anap, Olga, Julia, a few words from you guys, and we'll start webinar. We'll start recording. Julia.
Hi.
Julia.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Julia,
hi
Julia
everyone.
Gifford.
Yeah, my name's Julia. I have just spent 16 years in Latvia in Europe, and coming back to Toronto and realizing that indeed the business landscape is very different than that in Europe. I have a content marketing and PR agency based in Latvia. And while I'm here, I'm looking to develop my network and maybe landing a few clients while I'm at it.
Fantastic. If everybody, please network here online, help me out with share your contact information. Anybody who are helping, who want to help, feel free and just call people. Please follow up, meet people. Julia, she just came here. Julia, I want to help. Here's my number. Let's connect tomorrow. Sid will help coordinate our chat today, but please move people forward. Rick, nice to. Nice to see you today. Happy New Year, and tell us a little bit what you do. What's your big plans for 2024?
Okay, so a lot of businesses tend to focus on revenue instead of focusing on profit. When instead they should be focused on that, because because revenue only serves to feed your ego. So it's profit, not revenue. It's profit, not revenue. The profit you put in your pocket that they take home every night to feed your family. That's what's going to feed and fuel your business growth. So my name is Rick McCulloch. I'm a profit acceleration business growth specialist. My mission for the past 20 years to help small business owners implement strategies designed to just that, to grow their business and feed and fuel their business growth. And so if you'd like me to show you in 5 minutes, I can show you how you can double your profits in your business, and without spending any extra money, and without borrowing to spending, and without spending money on marketing or advertising. So
Thank you, Rick.
so yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and my
Excellent.
goal for the year is to get more clients.
Excellent. This is fantastic. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Rick. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to learn from you. Anybody else? We'll wait for 1 more minute and we'll start. I know that Vera, Olga, Kudoura, any Ukrainian refugees, any people who need urgent help, please let us know. Talk to us or just throw information in the chat so we can help you right away with food, with shelter, with the jobs. Please, we deal with emergencies all the time. You're part of networking organization. It's a non-profit organization. That's our passion and privilege to be able to help people today in the community, especially newcomers and women. Anab and Olga Kudoura.
It's Olga Kadura, actually. She's my sister.
Oh, she's your sister. Okay, beautiful. Anab?
Hi, can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hi. Although I'm not a immigrant, I am actually checking out this session out for my friend. She's interested in starting a business, but she's not sure right now, trying to get into having like a full-time job before doing a business on the side. So I just wanted to kind of step in and really get to absorb the information here. I myself am planning to start a business, a makeup marketplace, so to speak. And my plan is for me to standardize the makeup industry by having when you have one particular shade, you see all that shade in all types of companies. So essentially, when you go on Google and you search up, I want, color 52, you'll see color 52 for every brand.
Excellent. Beautiful. So Helena likes it already. So Anna, if anything we can help you to start moving with the business, you let us know. It's our passion, especially women who build our own businesses, to grow other leaders and to help passion grow and to get business going. We definitely have all the connections and all the giving spirit to help other women to start and scale businesses. Thank you so much. And we have our important here people today for branding, for marketing. There's a lot to learn from and a lot to enjoy. And please make sure that those people, they're your friends. Those people, they can really help. And let's start. I know that Stephen has to go. Let's start with him, with Marian, and we'll get to hear from you guys a little bit more, and we'll get a big, valuable, usually phenomenally received presentation from Amira, who comes from the big agency world. And somebody with the heart of gold who helped our organization grow tremendously. Stephen is our board member. He has great marketing credentials. One of, we don't like saying it, but it is one of the best in the world. He built his company, sales and marketing agency and advertising agency, and sold it to Saatchi & Saatchi, which is the second largest advertising agency in the world. We are very fortunate to have people of this high caliber part of our organization. Stephen is our board member, and Stephen is the one who gave me this idea of immigrant women in business. So I always have to mention that, because without the name and the idea of idea people, usually even people who are very operationally driven and impact driven, we need help a lot of people. So thank you, Stephen. Thank you for being with us. And I asked Stephen today to touch on him being today, after coming out from retirement, being a social impact leader, to touch on sales and marketing of aspect in social impact field, and how important it is today for any businesses to incorporate social impact driven marketing and anything to do with social, with making the world a better place and social impact. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Svetlana. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to see so many faces, new ones and ones that I'm familiar with. And thanks for having me, Svetlana. I'm going to talk about just something that some of you might know, but most don't. Because my business is really focused. We are building for-profit social enterprises. And I'll just give you a little landscape of what's happening today. And when I say North America, I'm just talking about Canada and the United States. But currently in the giving space, we give just under $500 billion every year to the 1.76 million charities and nonprofits. The disturbing fact of that is there isn't one cause that's going down. And so as a strategist, I looked at that and said, if I want to come back and do good, I'm going to have to build a new model. The other thing that was disturbing about that is only 5% of that 500 billion, so 25 billion a year, is given by the corporate world. Now, everybody listening is saying, well, the corporate should give more. Yeah, you know what? It's never going to happen. It doesn't matter what it's not going to happen. And the reason it's not going to happen is because both governments have a legal setup, that companies can give to charities and get tax receipts to a certain limit, and they can get their taxes reduced by doing that, which is marvelous. But here's the deal. What's left for corporations is after-tax profits. They're not given that to do good, period. Don't even ask them, because they have other people that they're shareholders, they're all the different other people that get that profit. So they're not giving it. So the maximum they can give is that. But here's a little thing that most don't know. In Canada, the United States, those same corporations spend $1.5 trillion every year on marketing. So what did I do as a strategist? I said, keep your 25 billion. I can't give you tax receipts anyway. I'm a for-profit social enterprise. So to hell with that. I'm going after the marketing. But the key was to make sure, and this is for everybody who's doing any marketing type things, that the transition has already started. It's already happening. There's companies like Procter & Gamble that don't do any initiatives unless you can show them how they're going to get a return on investment, ROI. And that's where CMOs now are being handed. They're given this and saying, here's your $100 million budget this year. How are you going to turn that into sales for us? We want that report at the end of the year. So what I did is I said, okay, I'm going to go after their marketing budgets, and I'm going to build a program that can guarantee, and anybody who's involved at all or ever has been in the marketing or advertising world, that's not a word that gets thrown around often. Guarantee 2.5 times your marketing spend. That's not, that's what Procter & Gamble likes to hear, but most don't buy that and want to know how you can do it anyway. So we built a model that can actually guarantee it. And we do it by doing good. So a company who we partner with will not only do good with their marketing dollars, so they can now do better, but they will get not just the ROI, which of course is return on investment for them, but ROI isn't return on investment in my world. In my world, ROI means return on impact. So we created a program called ROI Squared. And that's where companies can get a return on impact, a return on investment, and a return on impact. And so that's where I believe more and more people need to look, because those marketing dollars now, we all know about ESGs and all the different things that are going on in the world today. So companies want to do, they just won't give any more money than the allotment. So when you can come up with programs, and we can all come up with them, I'm not some genius, you can come up with programs that basically will allow companies to do good, measurable good, that will affect their ESG scores, that will affect their CSR, and their brand, of course. And then, but the cool thing about it for us is that we're going to be able to do what we do, which will be, you know, in our case, ending child hunger in the next 3 to 5 years in North America. 17 million kids, 1 in 5 kids in Canada goes to school hungry every day, 1 in 4 in the United States. So we got some serious issues right now that we spend a lot of money to eradicate that are not getting eradicated because the models aren't there. So in marketing today, you've got to be more creative, you've got to be innovative, and you really got to think. And somebody said this to me the other day, and I honestly, I'll tell you exactly what I said. They said, "Wow, you're really thinking outside the box." My immediate response was, "What box?" Get rid of the damn box. Well, forget this ridiculous stuff that's been around for 25 years. You know, thinking outside the box. They think you're. I remember somebody telling me, "Oh yeah, you got to get outside the box." The problem is that the instructions to get outside the box are on the outside of the box. So you got to get on. I'm like, what the hell are these people talking about? Like, just, you know what? Just start being creative. Think for yourself. Get all of the data. I got all this. This program was built. I was asked today by a guy who actually wanted to put $5 million in our company just based on the story he heard. And we said, no, we don't. We're not looking for that. But the reality is be creative, be innovative. This thing that we created with IWB, it was created because there was a real need for it, and bringing all women together of all, you know, different religions and races and all this stuff coming together, we're going to solve more problems this way, and we're going to be able to help each other. And I've never seen an organization, by the way, and this is, I might have created it, but it's Svetlana that's done this with a lot of help from a lot of people here on the call as well. But she's got an incredible organization that's growing very quickly and helping a lot of people. So, you know, my goal these days is to do good, is to be better every day, learn from what I'm doing, and just provide the best value that I can to for myself and for other people. So go out and do that, be creative, be innovative. And if you're looking for Mark, I've left my contact information for LinkedIn. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And that's what we do. Okay, Svet?
Thank you so much,
anybody
Stephen.
got any questions? Yeah.
Any questions for Stephen? Okay, Helena, you must have questions. No, Sid has questions. He always has questions. Sid, it's better to ask now than you're going to ask me after.
What's the question? Go ahead. Ask away.
Thank you for your amazing presentation. I have a question. What do you think about role artificial intelligence for future marketing?
Yeah. So everyone's talking about AI. I think I'm a believer in AI. I do think it's not going to. I mean, it's, you know, it's like every shiny new object that's thrown out for us. Like, great, crypto is going to replace the American dollar, and it's going to be. No, it's not. There's a space for it. It's good. There's stuff, but the American dollar is still here, and it's still, you know, used. And so AI is going to be very good. It's going to. In fact, I was at a great presentation in Miami recently with Deepak Chopra's partner, and they were talking about the platform that they built, and it was phenomenal, by the way. But what I noticed, and I asked him afterwards, and he said exactly. He said that's exactly what AIs do. The AI is there to do a lot of the things that we really don't want to do. It's not going to be able to replace all these other things that we do. It's going to give us more time to focus on those things. And so a lot of the AI is built that way, and that's the way I believe it'll pan out. We're not going to have it's not going to be like the Will Smith movie where the robots are going to take over and kill us all, or try to. There's a place for it. I think it's great. And I think it's really built to augment, humans, not to take their jobs or do anything like that. It's about to make our lives better, more efficient. And I just ordered a thing called Rabbit. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's a really, really cool program where you can just ask these things and it'll go do everything for you. It'll book the flights for you and get your approval before it does. But it does a lot of that stuff that, quite frankly, yeah, I'm like 2 thumbs up for that. So I think there is a place for AI. And I think, some of the people are a little crazy about it. You'll hear them and they're a little extremists. I would ignore that stuff because I don't think that's where it's going to get out. The people who are talking, professionally about it, properly about it, and they know there's a space for it, but it's going to be there to help us and help us be able to have more time to do the things that we want to do. Make sense? Yeah. Anybody else?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Anything else? And by the way, it will play a big role in marketing, no question about it. It's already playing a big role in digital marketing and being able to get lead gens and all this other stuff, which is fine. I mean, what like that, it's just going to help us communicate better and get to people quicker and stuff like that. I'm all for that. So absolutely. Yep. Anything else?
Excellent. Thank you so much. Any questions? Clarissa, you have a question?
Thank you. No, I don't.
Good.
Okay,
Good
well,
stuff.
fine.
Okay. I
Nothing.
mean, you were
Okay.
smiling. That's
You
good
knew it
stuff.
all.
That's excellent. So thank you, Stephen, so much. We appreciate you and thank you for helping women here at
It's a
Immigrant Women
pleasure.
at Business and helping a lot of newcomers to get settled and to become unstoppable leaders. That's what you're creating, monsters like me here in this country.
God
That we can
forbid that we
stop.
can't create any more like Svetlana. But anyway, you guys have a great evening, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Thanks.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much, Stephen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marianne jumped a little bit. Just she doesn't have a lot of time for us. She'll cover a little bit for branding. Marianne through storytelling and a little bit more on a younger version of Amira. But we would love to hear from you, Marianne. I'll pull your profile. She came to this country recently, but with the PR experience and marketing experience from Nigeria, working for big companies, and started her own job, your own, helping, volunteering, our typical unstoppable newcomer. Thank you, Marianne. She already author of the book, which was received very well in not only in our community, in other countries as well. Marianne, thank you for being with us, and please take it away.
Thank you, Svetlana. Good evening, everyone. My name is Miriam Balog. I'm the founder of Power Up Your Brand Consulting. And I remember moving here, I had a background of corporate marketing. And basically all I was doing was working for other brands and helping them build their brands and, making money for them. And then I moved to Canada, and I remember Svetlana and Steven were one of the people that encouraged me. Even the name Power Up Your Brand Consulting, I don't know if you can still remember, Svetlana, when we sat down and we were brainstorming because my business had another name entirely. And then you said that, there's power in the name, in the kind of name that you choose. And I remember even Stephen being there, throwing in some of his brand wisdom. And now, Power Up Your Brand Consulting is up and running. So we're actually a brand, we're a business development and brand management company that helps brands, companies and individuals provide strategies that help them engage better with their target audience. So actually this evening, in the spirit of the new year, I just have some tips for people that are looking to start up their own brand like I did. And, I just it's a new year, and a new year comes with a new mindset. We usually say new year, new me. I'm like, it's a new year and a new mindset. I've tagged this year as the massive action year. If you know that you really want to go into personal branding, if you're close to Savannah, you hear her say this all the time. Personal branding, even if you decide that you're doing a 9-to-5 job, you have to brand yourself. There has to be your personal branding. Your personal branding has to be very, you have to brand yourself so that you are known for this. If it's real estate or whatever industry it is, you have to be known because the people, your audience, your clients are coming to you because of you, because they trust you. So you have to build your own personal brand. And I'm just going to share some tips. I'm not going to spend too long. I'm just going to share some tips this year. And I just feel that, those tips can just help us really realize our personal brand. And also, I was on the call at the beginning. I heard some ladies say that they're looking to start their own brand. I hope that, they're looking to start their own business. And I hope that some of these tips can help. So the first is know what you want. You know, at the end of the day, people just say, I want to start a business. I want to start a business. What exactly do you want to do? What do you, sorry? Was someone saying
It's
something?
so good. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm muted. Yes.
Okay. So at the end of the day, what is it that you want? What do you like doing? What is something that you do effortlessly? So it's something that to build your personal brand, you really need to sit down and you really need to, like, you know, put pen to paper and be like, okay, this is what I like doing, this is what I enjoy doing, and look around and look for a gap in that thing, and then you now start to build towards it. You know, when you decide what you want, then choose out of all of it. The second one is choose what to focus on. So when you've written down a multiple of things that you do well and you see a gap in the society for it, you now choose the particular one that you are deciding, you know, to work on. And then, so even if you're a 9 to 5 or not, you have to now build you have to now build a goal towards that. And here I have it as number 2, choose what to focus on. Then have your daily, monthly, and quarterly agenda. So you now put, you know, have an agenda that, okay, every day, this is what I want to do towards this. Or every month, I have to make sure I achieve this towards this. Or every quarter, I have to make sure I have achieved this towards this brand or this personal business that I want to build. You know, the third one is master how to communicate with prospects. I just had I actually just finished a meeting with someone, and we were talking about someone else, and we're really talking about how, you know, the person really didn't know how to communicate their need. So you have to know how to communicate with prospects. When you are in front of people, you have to be able to recognize that, you know, this person might be a prospect for my business, and you have to learn the right way to communicate with them. So we PR people, we tend to not do, we do indirect marketing, right? So it's not like advertising where, you know, when you watch an advert on the TV, the advert is just telling you directly, just selling the product directly. So you can advertise to somebody indirectly. So that's, you have to master how to communicate in that professional tone, professional voice, and even speaking the terms of whatever it is. If it's real estate, there are certain terms that come with real estate. If it's the financial institution, there are certain terms that come with it. So you have to learn how to speak to your prospect. The other one is also learn to trust yourself and communicate it. So if you're saying, so recently I'm getting my license in the financial communication industry, and I've said, you know, I really have to trust myself and like, okay, can I do financial services? Can I do financial services? Can I sell those financial wellness services? In doing that, I had to, you know, be able to resonate with the brand. I had to even get on board the brand, resonate with the brand. And so that I know what I'm not, you have to know what you're selling to this person that you're talking to, this prospect that you're trying to get on board. So learn to trust yourself and then communicate that trust that you learned in yourself. You communicate it to your prospects. I think number 5 is believe everything is possible. You know, I doubt myself a lot. So, and I know that a lot of us struggle with that. So always believe that even if when you sit with someone, you know, that person doesn't want your brand right away, but the way you communicate with them, they can actually refer you to somebody else. And the next one is be grateful for everything. So it's a fallout of the last one. Even if that person doesn't give you business right away, you should be grateful for it. And, you know, if you're grateful for it, that person can actually refer you to another person. And then the second part, which is very short, I'm going to be done, is just I just put together some action points that you know I write down and I look at and I just remind myself, and I just want to share it quickly. It says, don't hesitate, take decision. So once you are in a place and you decide you want to be there, don't hesitate too much and doubt too much. Just decide on what you want and take a decision. Don't just do it, overdo it. When you say that, okay, this is what I want to do, this is the brand, this is, what I'm dedicated in, you have to do it so well that, because remember that there's competition.
Hello, what is the soup of the day?
Oh, okay. Someone's mic was on.
It's
okay,
all
remember
good,
that,
yes.
yeah, remember that there's competition out there. So don't just do it, overdo it. And then the third is don't quit, adjust. If you start something and you see that it's getting too hard, don't just say, okay, too hard. And this applies to most of us that are new here in Canada. Don't just say, it's too hard, I'm done with this, I'm going on to the next, to start I'm going on somewhere. No, just adjust, look for how to adjust and look for how it aligns and look for how, or talk to someone, and then, the person can tell you the way they did it, but don't quit. That's the mindset that one should have for this year. And then the last and final one is don't finish unless you are finishing your goal. So remember that at the beginning I said, know what you want, write down your goals, don't finish, don't quit, unless what you're finishing is, okay, I set a goal and okay, I'm now ticking off all my goals. Yeah, so just remember that small activities like this lead to massive victory. And in 2024, we have to have a mindset of a victor. Thank you. I hope this point helps anyone that's looking to begin their business. And please feel free to reach out to me. I put my link in the chat. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm available to sit and talk with anybody to guide them for like a 30 minutes free call. Thank you, Svetlana.
Thank you so much. And please share your link to your book. I mean, your book is very well received. I mean, that's a book from newcomer coming to this country. The name of the book, I'm just pulling that book right now. The name of the book is Narcissism. Very well written. We're very proud of you. So instead of complaining coming into the COVID and how things tough, and here's the book of Marian. So she decided to be creative and to actually offer a solution to newcomers who came to this country in time of isolation and in time of struggles, because they didn't have their family and they didn't have a chance to make friends, just to get out there and meet people in a cafe or on a dancing floor, or even in live networking events. And virtual is virtual, but yes, I mean, please pick up your book. And thank you, Marian, for being with us, and thank you for supporting our community. Marian is from Nigeria and somebody who is a good friend of a lot of people in our organization. Thank you, Marian.
Thank you so much, Svetlana.
Yeah, happy New Year. We'll go to Ibi. I mean, she is Amira. We'll give you the whole floor with Ibi, because Ibi is very brief as well. I love Ibi's approach because my favorite form of building the business is through customer acquisition, through sales. A lot of people, I want business. Where's my investment? I believe I was taught by my mentors. That's how I built the first business in Russia. Then I came to Canada. It's one customer at the time. So it's a phenomenal approach, one of the most genuine and clean, and a phenomenal way to innovate and create better ways to sell the product, to serve the customer, to serve our network to scale success. And EB is our icon for that. So if you're anybody is your customer, like I'm your customer, this is just so impressive. I mean, no wonder, I mean, your business is doing so well, because your customers like me served superiorly well, right? So help me welcome Ibi here. Ibi, a few words of wisdom about customer first marketing, and we appreciate you and thank you very much. And tell us, yeah, how did you do that, and what would be advice on that side of customer centric marketing?
Thank you so much, Svetlana. And first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. And I hope all your dreams come true this year. This was an amazing presentation from Stephen, from Marian, from everyone. It's lots to learn. It's amazing that every single time when I come on your Zoom, I learn every single time, and I appreciate that. A little bit about myself. I used to work in the design business, but life made it such a way that I started having health issues. And this is when I was introduced to a product, a Japanese product. It's a medical grade water ionizer, which has changed my life. And this is how I got into direct selling. And I'm so grateful for this. And like Svetlana said, it is in direct selling. It is very important because it's customer-based marketing. First of all, you have to know your customer, and you have to care about your customer, and you have to learn about their needs. Once you know what their needs are, then you can serve. And when we know how to serve them, then already, you build up a relationship. And when you have a relationship with your customer, then business comes by itself. Then you don't have to ask for the sale. The sale will happen by itself. And when you have a relationship with that customer and you have the trust, then that customer will start referring you to other people. And in no time, your business starts growing. So it is, to me, first and foremost, it is very important to know my customer and to know how to serve. And the first things that I learned is the ABCs of the relationship marketing. First of all, like A, I ask where they are in their life. B, I ask them where they want to be. C, I ask them what they are willing to change. And D, if they're ready to be part of, if they made a decision to be part of my team, or if they made a decision to allow me to help them. So basically, this is how I serve my customers. And also, it is very important for us, being in marketing, like Marian said, the mindset. We have to, we never should give up, even if we are faced with rejection. I learned to take rejection and turn it into a challenge. So I'm not looking at it as a rejection. It's a challenge, and challenge makes me work harder. So that was an amazing thing. And also the mindset, if we are going into a meeting with a negative mindset or with an iffy mindset, the customer will feel that. So you have to know your product. You have to know that you serve your customer the best. And there is no doubt, then the customer will get the same feeling. So it's easy then, once you have the trust, as I said, then you can build your business.
Thank you, Ibi, so much. Thank you, Ibi. Is any questions to Ibi? If you want to add anything else, I mean, please do. I just wanted to find that picture about the product that I'm super grateful that Ibi came to my life. I mean, what about a few years back already? And I mean, something that changes your life. I mean, it's obviously so important to select the product that's actually working products and that changes people's lives. You become on a mission, like eBay is on a mission to bring it to, like Sophia Cook with shea butter, to bring products to make people's lives better. And all my family is grateful. All our network is grateful, and that's that's your product. That's your water. Excellent business and is excellent product. Please connect with EB, find out more. You want to bring it to your family. You want to bring it to your kids. You want to bring it to your you want to bring it to your pets. You want to bring it to your dogs. You want to eliminate toxic ingredients from your household, and EB will help you do that with this water. Thank you so much. Any questions to EB?
I was
Any
going to
questions
ask
to
Evie.
EB?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a question.
Please.
I was working in a company. They have a unique product that no other company were selling the same. But we were not able to engage our customers. So what part do you think that could be the reason for not be able to engage with the customers if you're selling a unique product that you're changing people's lives?
Well, first of all, you have to find out your customer needs. And once you know your customer needs, then you have to cater to those needs. Because it's not about selling. It's everything about how can I serve? How can I help my customer? Because you see, if, for example, just to give you an example, because this amazing product makes 7 types of different types of water. One is drinking water. The other waters like disinfectant, all the other waters, the specialty waters, can be used to wash your vegetables and to eliminate all your chemicals. For example, just to give you an example, if I have a customer who is very passionate about, let's say, the environment, then his pain point is the environment. Then I will have to talk about what type of impact this product has on the environment. Then I will make him interested. Then he will know that I'm caring about his passion, that I'm caring about what he wants. Or let's say this product has an amazing distribution attached to it, an amazing way of building the business. If I'm talking to a person who is interested in building the business, in growing the business, then if I talk about the environment, I will lose that person. I'm not catering to his needs. So I will have to realize that that person actually wants to know about the business. He wants to make money. He wants to grow. Then I will have to present it that way. So it is very, very important to know about your customer, like to know as much as possible before you meet with a customer. Try to find out, go on LinkedIn, try to find out what he does, try to find out what he's passionate about, try to find out if he or she has a family, if they have pets, or any little things. Just to give you another example. For example, we have a dear customer in Ottawa. They purchased this machine for their dog because they care about dog. They didn't care about what type of water they were drinking, but they were caring about their dog to get the best water and not to get any chemicals in their body. Because we are using cleaning chemicals in the household, and by having one of these units, you eliminate the need of the cleaning chemicals. So that's how I catered to their needs. It is very important. That's why, you know how they say that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we have to listen double and then speak. Always put the customer first.
Phenomenal. Ivo, did Ibi, maybe you can connect with Ibi and she'll talk to you more. I mean, it's a very kind of Canadian way to do the business. In Canada, we kind of treat our customers like gold because everything works through relationship marketing. It doesn't cost anything, and that's the most quality, the fastest way to build a business. Like exactly, I mean, your model is just the way to build a business in Canada. It's just a pure ABC, which is a lot of people that all let me spend money on Google, on advertising, on this and that. No, I mean, you need to provide great service and great product and serve people phenomenally well, and especially being that great leader, a constantly learning leader, leading with helping like EB is, and a lot of leaders out there. But maybe they'll connect you directly, and you'll talk more. And I know I'm pretty sure that Ivo, which country are you from, Ivo?
I'm from Spain, from
Oh, you're from
Barcelona.
Spain. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, you're from Spain. Yes, yes, yes. EB has international organization. I mean, she travels a lot. She has customers all over the world. Her business organization is actually in many countries around the world. I'm not sure about Spain, but definitely in many countries in Europe and United States. It's I personally love the business model. It's e-commerce business model with an ability to get paid from different countries. Do you have to work like in any business? Absolutely. Do you need to be extra smart to do the business like any business? Not really. That's why we love the business. We just need to love our customers like we love ourselves, right? I mean, that's really
Yes, and I would love to add one more thing to it. We are not selling the product. As I mentioned, we are building relationships, and we are building relationships for life. You wouldn't believe, because we are changing people's life in one way or the other, like either health-wise or money-wise, or we are making their dream come true. We are making their life better. So because of this, we are building a relationship for life. It's not just selling a product and I forget about you. It's for long term. And from this, you get the referrals. And that's wonderful. And like Svetlana said, like we have, I don't know, in about 16 or 17 countries, we have people, and it's amazing. Like, it's the best job I ever had.
Fantastic. Any questions to Ibi? Amira, you next. Please jump in. Feel free to add anything, guys. I mean, it's I know a lot of you guys are here, entrepreneurs, and shared knowledge is always welcome. And we want to get to know you. There's an opportunity for us to build relationship with you guys. So please, anytime you want, just share your experience and something what you've learned and you want to share with other people, please do that. I mean, we really like that. We bring our leaders to you because they're in our family, like Evie, like Amira, like Marian. But we'd like you to be our family as well. So so please come closer to us. We are very friendly people. We love people. We love having a good time. We love sharing smiles. And oh boy, if we work hard, right, Amira? We work.
Yes, we work very hard.
Here we go. Immigrants, women, we have to. And thank you so much, Ibi. Amira, I'm closing the presentation. I'm making you the host, right? So you can share your presentation.
Thank you, Svetlana.
Thank you so much. Okay, stop sharing. And Amira is make a host. Here we go.
Excellent.
Amira, you look good. Here we
Thank
go. Did you go away? Did everybody go away? Moin, did you go somewhere? Did people go away swimming, ocean, pina coladas?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did the ocean and the mojitos.
Oh, and mojitos.
Yeah.
Here we go. I
Yeah.
did ocean and pina coladas.
It's the Cuban tan that you're seeing.
Yeah, beautiful. I see Jennifer has a dog. Oh my goodness. Don't show me dogs. Okay, Amira. We don't see the presentation yet.
I'm gonna share it now. So
You're
I
going
just
to
want
share
say,
it now.
yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm Amira. I'm the founding member with Immigrant Women in Business representing Palestine. And I have my agency that specializes in branding and editorial design. Every session that we do, I usually handle like I cover part of what branding is, because there's always like a confusion and especially with entrepreneurs that are setting up their business for the first time, how to build their brand, how to set it up, etc. And following to Elana's question at the beginning of the presentation about AI, coincidentally, my presentation is also about AI. AI and brand building do's and don'ts, because currently there's a lot of dependence on AI, and it's for good reason. Obviously, it's helping us a lot, but how do we use it? I'm noticing a lot with so many entrepreneurs that are trying to use AI for design, for example, or to create content for their brand, that they're messing it up because they don't know how to use it. They don't know when to stop, and they don't know how to apply it to their brands. So today we're going to be speaking about that. So the first and most important step before touching AI is to understand what your brand is. Similar to what Ibi was saying about knowing your customer and catering to your customer, you need to do this with your own brand first before you take it out into the public. So you need to understand what your brand is. What is it? Is it a product or is it a service? What's your tone of voice? Are you corporate? Are you playful? Are you bold? Are you motivational? Obviously, if you're working with consulting, then your tone is going to be corporate. If you're working with athletics, your tone is going to be motivational, etc. Who your target audience is, adults, children, professionals, because obviously you will not be speaking to a 10-year-old the way that you're going to be speaking to a 20-year-old, or the way that you're going to be speaking to a 40 or 50-year-old. So is the case when you're going to be speaking with a professional versus an athlete. The tone of voice changes completely. And what's the purpose of your brand? What is it that you want to achieve with your brand? Are you empowering individuals? Are you beautifying people? And I use like just a couple of examples over here. Beautifying people, obviously being for the aesthetics side of the industry. Empowering individuals, like are you a coach that's all about inspiring individuals? Are you an educational institute, etc.? So before you move forward with anything, this is the A's, B's, and C's of branding. This is what you need to know. Then you resort to AI or you resort to a designer. And I'm using AI now because I do understand that a lot of entrepreneurs usually don't have the cash flow to pay for a full service. And the design service could get expensive. So there's a lot of resorting to AI. But we need to understand certain things before we actually go to AI, much like ChatGPT, where we know like we need to filter. The same applies to every other AI platform. So first of all, before we're creating a logo or a visual language, we need to understand that every brand tells a story. So the visual language is only a representation of it. So work out what your brand story first before you go to AI or not. Because otherwise AI is just going to give you something random. And the objective is not to have a logo that looks good. The objective is to have a logo that works. So what are the do's? know exactly what is your brand saying and what you want it to communicate in your logo or in your visual representation, be it Instagram posts, etc. Be simple and be specific. Let the logo convey 1 or 2 messages. I have examples coming up for you now. And make sure your own logo is ownable in telling your story, because you don't want to just use a logo like an image of a flower in your logo. Anyone else can use it. That doesn't make your brand any special. Do not just pick colors and themes when you ask AI to create a logo for you. That is the biggest mistake you're going to use. And I'm going to show examples of that. Don't assume AI is smart. It's not smart. AI is just intelligent because it is built to be excellent at answering specific questions and detailed requests. If you're not detailed with your question, it wouldn't know what to do. Do not assume AI is human. It has no emotion. You have to inject emotion into your own brand. It won't know how you want your brand to feel. You need a human touch to that. AI won't do it for you. And do not rely on a final product from AI without editing, because just the same way that you're looking for something, someone else is looking for something. And the broader the ask, the more similar that the results are going to be. And next thing you know, someone else is using the exact same logo with a different name. So here's an example. I'm starting with a logo for Audi. So I took the name Audi and I tried to create a logo for it on AI. So Audi basically, their logo stands, the 4 rings, they tell a story. They're about the merging of 4 companies. That's where the 4 rings come from. So they're saying something. It's very ownable for them. And the way that the type has been applied, it's very automotive. So it's red, it's fast, it's speedy, it's slanted. It gives you that feeling, that thrilling feeling of automotive, which works very well for the brand. So what I did was I went on to AI and I typed in Audi and I typed in automotive and I typed in that I wanted it to be corporate. And this is what I got. So this is how you hurt your brand. And this is what happens when your ask is too broad. So had I gone with a question saying, I want spheres, I want 4, and I want a slanted logo, I wouldn't have gotten this, but I would have gotten something close to this. And it's also important to keep that in mind because your logo is telling your story. So if you're just typing in Audi and you're just selecting color themes and fonts, then this is what you're going to get. Here's another example for you, Baskin-Robbins, their logo. Baskin-Robbins, what's special about their logo is that the B and the R, the pink parts, they read 31. And 31 is the number of flavors that they have. So they used it to incorporate it in their logos. So that's what makes it ownable, right? No one else can say the same story. It's impossible for an ice cream. It's not the way that they're telling it. Again, I did the same thing. I took the name Baskin-Robbins and I entered it into AI and I requested playful and I requested food and beverage. And this was what I got. Like, this is playful, imagine. You're not, so I'm showing this to emphasize how important it is, especially for entrepreneurs, to know how it's important to be very specific with your ask, because AI, much like anything else, they won't know how to answer to you if you're not clear on your vision of what your brand is. So you have to be absolutely very clear, and you need to know when to stop. And when you get something close to what you want, you take it and you go to a designer and you ask the designer to edit it for you. That becomes a low-cost job. If you still don't have a budget and you're still a little bit lost on strategy and what it is that you want to do, you can still come to organizations like us and request for help, or ask for the people in your circle if anyone's would be willing to give you a favor, or refer you to someone who would not charge you an arm and a leg, and then you can take the work and run with it. But there are solutions, so don't panic if you don't have the budget to go to a company to do everything for you. I'm just showing you what to avoid and how to approach it. This is another example, Canva. We all know Canva. This is for Instagram posts. Canva is great. I think it's an incredible tool. Everyone has been using it. But the problem with Canva is that everything looks the same. Like you can tell that this is a Canva product. And this is one of the examples that I'm showing, which is regarding beauty service. And the example that I'm going to show after is also a beauty service. And visually, it's not too far from this, but it's got so much more personality. So this is designed and considered. So this is when you take your brand to the next level. This is when AI is not enough. This is when you say, you know what, I want to infuse me in the brand, or I want to infuse the brand tonality, and this is how you do it. So you let it be the base, much like ChatGPT. We've all used ChatGPT. We let it write blogs for us or whatever content we need, and we edit it. It doesn't give us a final product. The same thing applies to AI. There's nothing wrong with using Canva. I love Canva, but you can still add to it. Just remember, and if it's challenging for you to add it with, say, extreme design, substitute it with tone of voice, with your messages, how you want to communicate your brand, how you're talking about it. Understand the difference between the difference in look and feel and visual messages before you brief a human and a machine. That's extremely important, because like even if you're going to a designer with an ask, we need to know what your brand is. But the only difference is that, like for example, with me, with our agency, we provide strategy. We start with strategy and then we move into the visual representation. But every designer is trained and built to create some sort of added value that a machine can never give you. So we utilize the machines, they don't use us. These are quick examples. I pulled these from my previous presentation for those who did not attend the previous presentation, onto examples of visual representations. I'm going to go through them quickly. So your tone of voice, logo examples. So are you playful like a Baskin Robbins? Are you corporate like an EY with like sans serif font and very simple? Luxury like a Cartier that's very like elegant with a cursive font? Are you a kids product? Who's your target audience? If it's a kids product, much like Toys R Us, then it has to be playful and fun and cute. If you're a consumer product, then you need to cater to, to markets. And then if you're B2B, the example of Deloitte, sorry. Are you a beauty brand? So this is understanding what is it that you're offering. So this is an example of a beauty brand Instagram account. Are you corporate? So again, like this is an example of how different the visual representation of these are. I've used examples of ads or social media, but the visual representation of beauty versus corporate, it's so different. Corporate is more inspirational, very straightforward, minimal copy, straight to the point. Where if you're playful, like an Oreo, for example, it's a lot more fun, it's colorful, it's illustrative, it's dynamic, it's like it almost pulls you into the visual. So these are all like good examples for you to try to visualize, because a lot of entrepreneurs can't visualize, and obviously like not everyone is a designer, but this should help you be able to visualize how you want to portray your brand. ChatGPT I added here. I mean, obviously we've all used ChatGPT. We know the do's and don'ts. Be specific with your tone of voice. It's a great baseline, but it doesn't give you final results. If it does give you a final result, it'll be for something really small, like a calendar, and even then, like an Instagram calendar, and even then it's going to get repetitive at some point. So just be careful with that. And when you're creating web content, just keep in mind that ChatGPT might give you something basic and good enough for web. It does not do SEO writing. SEO writing, which is the writing using the words that are going to be picked up by Google search. So whenever you're writing, you're using ChatGPT for web content, for example, pay the extra $1 and go to a writer to write SEO content, because that's going to make a huge difference for you, because that determines if your website is going to show up in search or not. So, which is massive. So the don'ts, obviously we know it. Don't rely on it completely. Always edit, infuse your tone of voice, and be careful for plagiarism and or repetition. So for example, I put an example here, like for entrepreneurs as well. If you're thinking of a name for your brand, you're not sure what name you want to use. So I went to ChatGPT, and this is for a law firm. I asked, can you give me a list of new names? For a law firm specializing in family business, the tone needs to be professional, safe, reliable, and international. And it gave me a list of names. So what I did was I took a few names and I went on search. First one, Heritage Guard. There you go. Like we have a Heritage Guard here, Heritage Law. The second one, Legacy Shield, Legacy Shield. The third one, Continuum Counseling, Continuum Counseling. They all exist. So this is why I'm telling you, don't, especially when you're building a brand, this is your baby. You're going to have to live with this forever. So make it ownable, make it about you, make it about the brand, make it about the essence of it, what you're trying to communicate. It's extremely important. So the do's, obviously for ChatGPT, use it for research, use it as a baseline, use it for small content, or a baseline for long copy. This is an example of what it does for, if you ask it for Instagram posts, for example. I found these to be very good and very helpful, but I'm pretty sure after, say, 100 Instagram posts, we're going to get repetition. So you're going to need to infuse into it. It's never enough. AI, much like what Steven said, AI does not replace humans. It's only here to augment. So we shouldn't, it's like all new and shiny and nice, and it's giving us like all of these new solutions and options, but it's not the answer, it's a tool to get to the answer. And the most important thing to remember, the keys for a successful brand is it's your brand. So no one can sell it better than you. Be yourself, know your brand, set your tone of voice, set your target audience, identify what your design language is, speak for your own. No one knows your brand more than you, especially a machine. ChatGPT will never sell your brand the way that you will. It might phrase it nicely, but it won't sell it the way that you will. And the key element for a successful brand is continuity. Because if you break the continuity, then you lose your target audience. So stick to your color palette. Don't mix and match. Don't start with a neutral tone, then turn into neons. It doesn't work. People get used to seeing a specific thing. Repetition is important. So stick to your colors. Stick to your design language also. Don't mix and match. Don't go from illustration to something super corporate. You're going to lose your client. I'm sorry. So yeah, so this is an example of like how you stick to the look and feel. Like they've used the same color palette, they've used the same photography style, they've used the same font. All of this continuity is extremely important. And keep your message brief and clear. Don't complicate it. People don't want to think. They want you to think for them. So make it easy, make it simple, let it be easy for them to understand it like the first second, and then you're good to go. So yeah, this concludes the presentation. I have included here a few useful links regarding AI with brand building and brand building generally. We're happy to share this PDF with anyone who needs it. So it becomes like your 101 to branding and using AI. And yeah, I'm open to questions. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Amira. Amira, let's give you a round of applause, huh? Gentlemen, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, round of applause. Hi, Rick.
Thank you.
Hi, Rick. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Any questions? Rick
I have
has a question. Go for it. Yep.
more of a comment, and yeah, question is, how would you define a brand? What's your definition of a brand?
A brand, what do you mean? Hang on.
When you use the word brand, what's your
Yeah.
definition?
The brand is, your brand is either the product or the service that you're selling. It's what you're offering to the customer or to the consumer or where the end product is going to reach. That's your brand.
Can I just wanted just make a comment about that. I studied a little bit of, you ever heard of Dan Kennedy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he actually defines a brand a little bit differently.
Okay.
The way he defines a brand is something that it's not something you create directly. It's what your customers or clients bestow upon you once you actually create a really good service for them. So you have to earn that brand. You don't get a brand just by putting up a logo or by having a good product. Your brand is actually, it becomes a real brand when it actually has it's been proven to have value to other companies. Like for instance, like Apple, for instance, they built a really strong brand because they have a lot of followings. It's their customer base create that brand for them because they provide a great service for them.
Agreed, 100%. A brand has to answer to the customer, and the customer needs to receive it for it to become a full-rounded brand. But also, much like Apple has been, is a brand and is very successful with having millions and millions and millions of customers, that doesn't mean that smaller companies and smaller businesses are not brands.
And Dan Kennedy once said, he said, if in order to build a brand can get real expensive. It takes a lot of time, and you better have a bag full of money because building a brand is a real big job to get that kind of get a strong brand. So yeah, it takes time to build that brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. It does take time for sure. It's not an easy task and it's not a walk in the park for sure. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of trial and error, but you got to start somewhere.
No,
And
no,
when you start, you still call it a brand and then it grows into an actual company. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I
would say it's a probably combination of both, right? Rick, I mean, you can look at immigrant women in business. I mean, I really, I mean, Stephen gave me the name of immigrant women in business. We created the logo because it was a unity and togetherness and diversity. And I can tell you, in 3 years, it became like a mini brand. People didn't know immigrant women in business, but they knew the blue logo.
The key word,
You know, I mean, it's kind of both, and I didn't pay any money for. I mean, a little bit for people like Amira, just kind of to have a direction, but I didn't spend any money on marketing.
The keyword there is became. It doesn't start a brand, it became a key brand because then people started to actually accept it.
Yeah, but I find that, I mean, I deal with a lot of probably like you, like Amira, we deal with a lot of startups, right? And we see that a lot of startups, I mean, when they come to us, I mean, they don't turn on the magic form of marketing, which is there are totally two forms of marketing: direct marketing, target marketing, and attraction marketing. With good branding, you can turn that magic attraction marketing, and that's what we do to a lot of women. And it's actually business comes to you, but it comes at first very, very good name and that image that professional and really represents you, what Amira got to say. But I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's definitely both. But I find that especially with today's personal branding with online and everything else. So that's why I'm so passionate about, I mean, today, like 25 years ago, yeah, if you don't have 250,000 to start the business, you go nowhere. Today, with digital tools, with all the Instagrams and LinkedIn's, I mean, we create something, we show that we love and care and how, and people and customers, they come to us. I can tell you, I didn't sell anything to anybody. Ask how many members we have right now and how many sponsors. They came to us themselves because of the branding.
Escapes me for now, but there was one great copywriter once said that, and I can't remember his name now, I could look it up in a long time, but he said, marketing is if you have great marketing, you don't need salespeople.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you have great branding, you don't need marketing.
Interesting.
Because the
Branding
brand,
and marketing come hand in hand.
the brand will sell itself.
Yeah, good for you. Absolutely. Julia, you have a question. Thank you so much, Rick. Beautiful. Yes, Julia, huh?
Hi, yeah, I have a question, and thank you, Amira. That was a very interesting presentation. I really like those examples. At the beginning, you mentioned that you also deal with or provide editorial design services, and I'm wondering design and when you use which.
Okay, we lost you after, I couldn't hear you after you said editorial design, so I couldn't hear the rest of the question.
Oh,
Can you
sorry.
repeat it, please? No
I'm
worries.
wondering what the difference is between editorial design and branding design and when you use which.
Editorial design is book and magazine design. So it's a different principle altogether. The rules are different, the layout is different, software, everything is just completely different for that. And yeah, obviously I only use editorial is used just for that. So one of my clients is a magazine, so that falls under editorial design, and I work on book designs with them. It would be included in client work, say if a client has an internal magazine, for example, then editorial would be included as part of the services. But usually for commercial clients, it's branding and graphic design and web services, which we recently started offering. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Anybody
Amira.
else?
You're very welcome.
Oh, Moin, how do you market your? I know that you're selling all over the world. How did you build your brand, Moin?
Actually, I'm running a leather manufacturing factory. We produce fine quality of leather, world best leather. Then we process it and then we export it to the Italy, France, and Germany.
Okay.
There are brands of Zara and Mango. They are the biggest leather user in the world. They make the leather garment, fine quality of leather from our leather. So that's my business.
Okay, excellent. So you don't you have anchor clients. You don't really need to have your own kind of brand. Your business is manufacturing. When you have a couple of anchor
We
clients and you
manufacture
just
just only leather. We manufacture just only fine leather, and there are so many. There are thousands or in hundreds of leather manufacturer all over the world. But we are supplying a lot of quantity in Europe, Italy, France, and Germany. Most of them they are maintaining their factories in Indonesia, Malaysia. They just because of cost cutting, they are maintaining their factories in the Malaysia.
Okay, this is beautiful. Let's. Thank you for coming to our community. I know that you came to our event to support. I mean, let's build a brand around you. Mention Moin supporting women empowerment. Let's do that. He is always commenting
Thank you, Svetlana. You are
this is
also doing
beautiful.
you are also doing a great job to support the all over the world women in business, in working, in every field.
It's obviously women supporting women and women being passionate about women empowerment. That's kind of natural. But for men supporting women empowerment, that's what we really need to start the conversation, right? So that's why we allow our men. Any other questions to Amira? Anybody? Omu?
Yeah.
Yes, please, Lee.
So I'm wondering about logo design. So would you think it's better to there? You showed a bunch of examples where there were the actual names, and then a few where there were like abbreviations, and some logos like the Nike swoosh is just a symbol. How much do you think we should focus on like a picture story, like something like McDonald's M versus having the full name in? I'm not hearing.
Sorry, I was muted. It depends on the industry. So some industries emblems work better, and others just type works better. So for example, most products, they have an emblem, which is the symbol that you're talking about. It's called an emblem. So most of them would have an emblem. So for example, which is why I use the example of Lululemon. They have, because in a lot of cases also, say for fashion for example, they take that emblem and they start incorporating it in the design. So think about like the leather goods, Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent, where it's incorporated in the design. Brands like Cartier, for example, also has an emblem, but Cartier is very high-end jewelry that caters to the royal family. They don't really need that a lot. Corporate clients have steered away now. They used to use symbols in the past. Now they don't. For example, EY, Deloitte, they don't use symbols anymore. They just incorporate color, or they infuse just one kind of design element that is so subtle that is incorporated with the type. So when you read it, you read the name of the company. So it really depends on the industry that you're catering to.
So the more the font could incorporate the image, the better, sort of thing?
I personally prefer that. I prefer it because then you don't have to drop any part of the logo as you're moving forward. But then again, that works for everything except fashion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
so,
you.
but I find it better. That's my personal opinion. They both work, but I find it better.
So it wouldn't be a terrible idea to, if you're working on it on your own, or even for GPT, come up with a font that you think well represents the feeling you're going for, and then use that as like a basis for which, like one thing you could tell it as one of the details of like have the font look somewhat like this, or even give it to a designer and say, I like these fonts. They kind of present this kind of feeling that I'm going for. And how can we turn that slightly into an image or something?
Yes, absolutely. If you're going to a designer, the designer's gonna know what to do with it. Even if you go to a designer with your preferences, they might come back with another option that you hadn't thought of before, because this is what we do, right? Where that's like, it's our job. But if you're going for, say, AI, and just to clarify, ChatGPT, as far as I know, does not create imagery. There are other platforms for the logos and the visual aspects of it. But if you're gonna go for it, you can specify what kind of font you want to use, yes.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's great. That's great, Amira. That's great.
Excellent.
I'm already went for dinner. I mean, are you guys done here or what?
Yeah, we're done. I think.
You done? Печка перезвонил. Okay, guys. So we're good to go. Are we ready for? So I did share, Amira. I sent you. I shared your information and your phone number. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody wants to talk to Amira and set up the time for a little discovery call, please do that. Everybody's happy, healthy. Yes.
Yes.
Please work on yourself, help each other, lead with love, massive action. Those who are new entrepreneurs, newcomers, don't be by yourself. I mean, the key to success is always to have other people in your corner. Make us friends. Make each other friends. Those who are in Toronto, come and see us at our next in-person event on January 26th. You'll meet a lot of founding members, and everything is available in this beautiful country just for us to work together and to communicate with passion and to lead with love. Thank you so much, Amira, and thank you everybody for joining us tonight.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.